The federal government has approved the disbursement of 5 billion to states, local governments, and the FCT to cushion the effects of subsidy removal on petrol. Professor Babagana Zulum, Borno State Governor, disclosed this after the National Economic Meeting in Abuja. He said that the council commended President Bola Tinubu and the CBN for the various efforts to reduce the impact of the removal of petrol subsidy on the citizens.
The federal government of Nigeria has released 5 trucks of rice to each state last week. Furthermore, in order to cushion the effect of food shortages across the country, the federal government has approved the sum of 5 billion naira to be given to each state for the procurement of 100,000 bags of rice, 100,000 bags of rice, 40,000 bags of maize, and fertilizers. This funding has to be shared with a formula as follows. 52% of this money is given to states as grants, while 48% of the 5 billion naira is to be paid back on an installment basis within a period of 2 years, 20 months, to the CBN by the states and the local government areas in Nigeria. This fund has to be distributed to the following sectors: MSMEs, industrial sector, cash transfer, about 125 billion naira will go to cash transfer, agricultural sector, as well as gas expansion for buses. Because of the increasing cost of fossil fuel, the federal government has intended to establish more gas stations in Nigeria, procure more gas-powered buses, CNG buses, as well as electric buses in order to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal.
He said the state had also been directed to negotiate with labor union leaders on the palliatives and that a committee of governors had been set up for this purpose.
The council has also tasked the state to dialogue with the labor union's leadership. A committee made up of Anambra State Governor, NGF Chairman, and others have been nominated to interface with labor. The most important thing that the council has taken note is that all these palliatives that are being mentioned now are temporary solutions. Council has decided to invest on medium and longer term sustainable solutions that will ensure availability of food and non-food items in Nigeria, especially investing in commercial agriculture and also investing in irrigated agriculture.
For his part, Governor Yahya Bello of Kogi State said the council also disclosed the impact of the 2022 flood on states and what needed to be done to victims. He said that the NEC urged the federal government to immediately dispatch relief materials to flood victims in the affected states.
The plight of the victims of the unfortunate flood disaster across affected states of the Federation could be alleviated if the much-needed intervention from the federal government materialized without further delay. There is therefore the need to expedite the release of funds to affected states as recommended by the designated committee constituted by the federal government to that effect. This will go a long way in addressing the needs of the victims as well as offset debts incurred by some states to some citizens.
Governor Sheyi Makinde in his briefing said the NEC observed a minute of silence in honor of the officers and men of the armed forces killed in Niger State.
NEC mourned the death of officers and soldiers of Nigerian Army that were ambushed and killed in Niger State a few days ago. We had a minute silence in honor of the departed officers and soldiers. We prayed for the repose of their souls, and we also pray for their families, for strength to even carry on.
Makinde said that the council advised the government to take immediate action and make policies to stabilize the economy, lower unemployment rate, and improve investment flow to the country.